for Healthcare Workers Union Local 250.
You can sit there, Dave. That's mine.
Yeah?
Alright, my name is Max King. I'm a worker for Protect Security. And my friend over here, a hard working man, they see it in the street, try to put everything together with us and bring the low wage to the maximum if it's possible. And talking to me and convincing me to be here.
Great.
Yeah,
Networking.
right. My name's Larry Lattimore. I'm the co-director of the Living Wage
I
Coalition.
think you're going to have to speak up. We have a little problem of heat, but we also are competing.
Okay. My name is Larry Lattimore, and I'm the co-director of the Living Wage Coalition. And right, and yeah, I've come here because I know that we've got to come together to bring about a change. So I've been talking with Max for 2 or 3 years as I lived out on the streets, and he's had recent developments that's let him raise his voice as high as possible, and now he needs an outlet. So I tried to provide him with
Okay, now when I said to Larry, raise your voice, in our speaker training workshop, our first workshop where we were talking about the media, I suggested a trick for projecting voices. Remember what it was, Larry?
I don't remember that part. I probably can be persuaded, but I do remember the part where he told me not to.
Is that okay? Okay, well, we are the City College trustees. And you're looking for an endorsement, or are you looking for what?
I'm looking for their vote and an endorsement.
Okay.
Also to mention that this is being filmed to be broadcast on Channel 29.
Really?
Should I face that way or face the trustees? Or?
Well, that's why we're sitting
No,
here, so
just-
that you can face
just
the
where
camera.
you're facing.
I'll sit here too. Are you the bicyclist?
Everyone, this is Lewis. Lewis, this is everyone.
Okay, Louis, you can sit back here.
Oh, excellent.
Hi, I'm everybody.
And, okay, if you guys could just move a little closer towards Dave, it'll help.
Good evening. My name is Alice Rogoff from the Living Wage Coalition. I also have a degree in labor studies from City College. I'm asking you to vote yes on Prop L to raise the minimum wage. Many students at City College do not have enough to live on and to pay tuition with. Tuition has been going up, but their wages have stayed the same. Less students can afford to take classes and prepare for the future. Many of the students here are Asians, Latinos, and African Americans. If Prop L passes, 1 in 5 Asians and Latinos would benefit, and 1 in 6 African Americans. Thank you very much for considering to vote for Prop L and to endorse this. Oh, are there any questions? Yes, Mr. Ellison.
Okay, I heard that if the Prop L goes in, small businesses will be hurt.
I think small business would actually be helped by Prop L because then the students would have money to purchase stationery and books and clothing and such things. And even though the businesses might have to pay the employees a little bit more, those employees would go to another business and eventually it would all be reciprocal.
So what about the business owner that's paying all this money out? Can't get it back?
Well, you might get it back because customers might come to his business.
But he's paying more. He's paying more for wages now.
Well, it would help the whole economy of the city because his employees that might be using general hospital and were sleeping on the street, would be able to rent a place, or they wouldn't have to use the public services so much. So it would just help the city in general.
So you're saying in some vague way that but I have a very tight profit margin, and I might go out of business if I have to pay more workers more money.
Well, I hope you don't go out of business, but I think it would make a better business environment in general, because the homeless person who is sleeping in front of your doorway and that you have to hire someone to ask to leave every morning, you might not have to do that anymore.
I don't have any homeless.
Thank you.
Wait,
I'm sorry.
this is something, just as a rule, we won't get through the evening if we're confrontational, because you asked a good question and she gave you several good answers.
Raise the minimum wage, and that's November 4th.
And you brought things with you?
Oh, and I have these papers to pass out. Here's the information for everybody, and in case you're not registered to vote, which I'm sure you all are, I have additional registration cards.
That's great.
Thank you.
Thank you. Work or a senior center, what is the place?
Senior center where people would gather to hear more about what was coming up in the November election. So I'm glad to be here tonight to tell you a little bit more about Prop L, which is the living wage, minimum wage for San Francisco. As you know, we've been trying in this city for a long time to get the wages of people up so that they are paid enough to pay their rent and buy their food and clothing and all the other things they need. But we haven't succeeded yet because the state minimum wage is only $6.75 an hour, which means only $14,000 a year for a family with one person working. And that's not enough to pay more than $1,000 or $1,500 for rent, which is the average rent. So that we need to raise that to at least the $850 that's being proposed by Prop L, which we'll be voting on November 4th. I want you to vote in favor of that so that your grandchildren, when they both work and study after they finish high school, are able to pay their tuition and not have to drop out of college or continue education because they aren't getting paid enough in their part-time job to pay the costs that they have. We know you're also concerned about your grown kids and their families, and they all need enough help to continue living in this city with its high costs. The people that we would like most especially to help are the homeless working people, which is 1/4 of the homeless. They work, but they're not able to afford any place to live. So we would like to help them get enough money that they can pay some decent rental places where they would be able to have their whole family together and not in a shelter looking for a place every night. So please remember on November 4th, vote yes on Prop L.
Back one foot to the other, you're actually moving out of the screen and then Bruce has to jerk it over. And so it gets kind of a jerky effect on your
And it's not just,
Have an X on the floor.
it's not just for the camera, it does that, we had to follow you, but great
It keeps you awake and moving.
great presentation, don't you think?
Yes.
Yeah.
I have one question.
You didn't tell us your name?
Yeah, who are you?
Oh, Bob Forsberg.
Okay.
Now, in most situations, somebody's going to introduce you, but even if they do, it's okay to repeat your name.
Yeah, we did very good.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Any question? He asked for questions. Anyone have a question for Bob?
Yes.
Isn't it true that most of the minimum wage workers below $8.50 an hour now are either school kids, working part-time or illegal aliens?
I don't believe that. Those are accurate figures because there are 54,000 people that are below the figure that would be arrived at if we passed Proposition L. We know that 10,000 of those are under 25, but that's more than 30,000, 40,000. 44,000 actually more than that are adults, not school kids and not just working at McDonald's for a few hours after school. So it's going to help a lot more people with families and having to live on their own as adults.
Okay, thank you.
Great.
Thank you.
Bob, you know, I know you're real active around senior circles. Could you talk about sort of how McDonald's is now hiring a lot of retirees or, you know, the people that aren't able to make ends meet on their Social Security payment, but now they have to work at McDonald's at a minimum wage.
Right, and they do get paid very much, obviously, with this lower minimum wage, so this will help them. All those who thought they were able to finish their work at 65 on Social Security are finding that they need extra money, and it's not all there unless they get this Prop L minimum wage raised to $8.50. So do vote for that on November 4th.
Very good.
Okay,
Charles?
got a great group of speakers. To whom are you speaking?
Voters out there. Yes, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, I would like you to vote for Prop L so that we could have better service for our community of low-wage employees who do everything from pour your coffee, to cook your food, to sweep your streets. It does everything for you. It's not necessarily a bad thing for business because they would have better quality employees. They would be less stressed because they wouldn't have to work as hard for less money. They would be able to pay their rents and not be quite agitated. The business would save money by less turnover, less employee theft, less just better morale. 80% of the people are now, 80% of the people without a living wage, they are 80% of the people that are not getting a living wage are uninsured, which means they'll turn up at your hospitals with a lot of minor things such as cuts, burns, the flu, which is taxing on your medical facilities, and it also raises the prices of the medical, and it causes extra delays that could actually be used to save people's lives. And I would also add that at $14,000 a year, which is pretty much about where a person who's making minimum wage, at $14,000 a year, a person with minimum wage level, that's about how much they're making a year. At this much money, how much are they, how much can they afford for rent? Where will they live? What will they eat? How will they shower themselves? I mean, will they be able to have soap and laundry? I mean, they're at this low level of money's coming in, they're pretty much living hand to mouth. And I think definitely the citizens of San Francisco should be entitled to a little bit.
So what do you want us to do?
I would definitely appreciate it if you voted for this proposition so that we could have a better society as a whole.
Proposition L.
Yeah. Yes, on that.
Thank you, Sister.
I'm gonna ask if you have any questions?
Well, I'm on the camera.
Oh.
I'm finished.
On the floor now.
Stay still.
How wonderful. Who are we?
I'm going to introduce myself first. My name is Max King.
Yeah.
I represent the Living Way Coalition and speaking to the people, to all of you, to Living Way workers who are here today to understand why we need to step out and present to each one of the workers. We have a problem, living wage. The Living Way Coalition is out here for the struggle, for the survival, for the people who really need to survive, the people who really need to understand why the living wage is a need. It is a need for every one of us. We need more money to survive in San Francisco. We need really more money to pay our rent. We need more money for food, to help our children in education. For that we are here today. We need to struggle. We need to represent each one of our family outside and tell them the truth why all those companies abusing on us don't pay anything. Basically, nothing. We are just surviving. With a little bit of money of $16.50 is sometimes $5 the hour. You can see many people that's hungry outside that they need to take any kind of type of job, an abuser for big company who don't want to help you in anything. For example, we have in front of our company a bunch of workers who just be making $7 the hour, hard worker who don't have help on anything, insurance, don't have medical benefits at all, and they don't even want to put it even in paper just to give you some little cash. After all, send it to immigration just because they don't want to pay the benefit to them. If we are here to struggle for survival, the living wage is something that we need to support. We need to support. Why? Why we need to support them? Because they are here to help all the workers who be outside making nothing, living and based on nothing, just destroy the life working if they can't even have enough money for rent, enough money to pay hospital bill. You can see the proposition L, it is here to struggle for us if we need to support them. We need to give you all the support and vote, all the workers together, we can be unified. If we put ourselves together, I believe in my conscience of life that we can really survive with the support of Proposition L, supporting San Francisco, the Living Way Coalition. It is good for the worker. If we need to be together, we need to be unified.
Vote yes.
Vote yes for Proposition L.
There you go.
When?
November 4th.
Very good. Very good.
Right, we don't
Any
want.
question?
We don't want them going out on October 6th and looking for Proposition L.
Okay, don't get,
33 pages of ballot.
Right.
All right.
Any questions?
That was excellent performance. That's our headliner on our TV show.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you.
That's what we
I have one recommendation.
Just a note.
I'm here speaking today to a group of seniors, as I said, the Senior Action Network. Hi, my name is Philip Tryon, and I'm a member of the San Francisco Living Wage Coalition. I've been a resident and a worker in San Francisco for over 13 years, and I'm very concerned about the quality of life that's available to all San Francisco residents and workers. That's why I'm here today to speak to you about Proposition L, which is going to be on the November 4th ballot. This is about living wage, it's about minimum wage. It's about raising the minimum wage from the current $6.75 an hour to $8.50. This will affect the pay of over 50,000 workers in San Francisco. And let's be clear about this, it's an issue of survival. The average monthly rent for a one-bedroom apartment in San Francisco is over $15,000. And yet you could work a full year as a minimum wage worker right now and earn only $14,000. You wouldn't even be able to pay for an apartment. Also, 1 in 4 homeless workers cannot currently find affordable housing. This is also an issue, I believe, of basic fairness. The minimum wage has not kept up for decades with the increase in the cost of living. And San Francisco is a very expensive city to live in case you haven't noticed. I also believe that this is the right thing to do. People who work every day, people who work hard, do a good job, deserve to be able to afford housing for themselves and their families. Also, this proposition, Proposition L, represents progress. In February 2003, the city of Santa Fe passed a minimum wage ordinance that raised their minimum wage to $8.50 an hour. San Francisco is a more expensive city than Santa Fe. Also, I believe that increasing the minimum wage is the high road to economic development. Also, I believe that raising the minimum wage will make for a better local economy, in spite of the protestations of the business groups and the business community. Historically, business groups and chambers of commerce have opposed increases in the minimum wage, raising alarms that they would bankrupt business and hurt the economy. Yet none of these things have happened. I hope you will help us by voting yes on Proposition L on the November 4th ballot and convincing your friends to do so as well. Get involved with us in the campaign if you have time. Take a few window sign home. Pass out some flyers. Do whatever you can to help us. Thank you very much. Any questions?
What was the letter for that proposition again?
L.
Thank you.
All right.
That was great.
Next.
Hello, my name's Bruce Allison. Most of you people here know me, and I would like to speak to the Healthcare Action Team to explain the benefits of the minimum wage being raised. Presently, there's 1/4 of all people in the shelters are in the working poor. And some of them are actually living in their own cars with their families. And most of the people that are doing it, with the extra money, they'll be able to, $8.50 hour, they might be able to afford an apartment where they'll be able to live comfortably with their family and without using any city services that will bring the price of your taxes down and will also, with their spending ability, to be able to spend most low-wage workers spend 90% of their income in their own communities. That means more jobs, more money for all. I got a story to tell you. I was formerly a low-wage worker, and it was embarrassing to have to live with your parents when you're 40 years old because you cannot afford a home in San Francisco or an apartment. That's all I would like to say. Remember, November 4th, vote yes on L.
All right. I'm using such a bad time. Why can't we wait till some other time to do it?
There is no other time. This is the best time also to stimulate the economy by having the people spend their money in the economy where they live. That will bring back more workers into the economy, bring down the unemployment rate, and we'll have less people on welfare, less people in the shelters. I remember when this city had no shelters and very little homeless people.
Very good.
the co-director of the San Francisco Living Wage Coalition. And I'd like to explain to you today that in November the 4th, there is a Proposition L, and it's all about raising the minimum wage of 50,000 San Francisco workers, people who work here in the San Francisco area, from $6.75 to $8.50. So many of you can't understand, it's probably been so long since you made minimum wage, but minimum wage has been stagnant basically over the last 20 years. There has been some advancement, about $1 or so in the last year, but the fact is that that raise was part of a campaign that brought a group of people together. The fact is that most people who are working for $6.75 are in a very bad situation. They can't possibly afford to live in decent housing because we all know that costs about $1,500 a month. So simply doing the math, you'd have to work probably 60 to 80 hours to be able to afford that. And it's time that we did something about it. People say that the economy will be hurt if small businesses have to pay more, but the fact is that when we were in the boom, big business didn't volunteer to raise the wages. So even when the economy's healthy, they're not kicking down anything. So we can actually go to the ballot and basically give ourselves a raise. So I'm asking you to be a part of the Living Wage Coalition, or if there's another community group in your area, to plug in, to do phone banking. We have some flyers here. You should take some flyers with you. Whatever it is you can do to spread the word that vote yes on Proposition L in November the 4th election. And
one place that's union in an industry that's non-union, you can only, even with collective action and collective bargaining, you can only get so much of a wage raise. You're still held back by all of the non-union workers. So that's why we're always fighting to lift the floor. When you lift the floor for the lowest wage workers, that also brings it up for everybody else. When one group of workers is doing Proposition L would establish a wage of $8.50 an hour for all workers in San Francisco. Anyone who's working in the city, within the city borders, or in city property like SFO Airport. The Living Wage Coalition campaigned to get a living wage law passed, the minimum compensation ordinance, which sets a minimum wage of $10.25 an hour for people that work on a city service contract or they work on at SFO. So that is something that is put into the contracts that businesses sign with the city. So when a city wants to enter into an agreement with a company for services, or if a company like one of the airlines is leasing a site down at the airport, they have to sign a contract with the city that they will pay at least $10.25 an hour, provide 12 paid days off a year, and also provide health care coverage. The minimum wage law is different in that it applies to all businesses regardless of whether they have a contract with the city. It's not language that's put into the contract, it's just a city regulation.
Okay, now the reason I asked Carl to explain this is when you go out, some people will have heard about the living wage ordinance. and it's important to clarify, as Carl did really well here, the difference.
I would like to
If
tell
that
before
comes
we
up.
go that we need to be outside talking with people. Let's go to be motivating. Let's go to try to incentivize the people to participate. Let's go to bring it out. Let's go to talk with the worker. Let's go to telling them and for their own benefit and for the benefit of the worker that we are here. If we need to struggle, if we don't bring the struggle, we don't gonna get anything.
Right.
We need to show up. We need to incentivize the people to show we are good art. That is just good for them to participate. Let's go to talk to them. Don't just be here in the meeting and forget when we be outside there.
Right.
That's a job that we need to do. It is a help. If we showing together that we are working, don't think that just because we are a little group. This little group, it is atomic bomb. And when we explode, they gonna hear. Everybody gonna hear.
Right.
That's a good lead-in with the next part of this, which is the purpose of this training is to be able to tap into each one of you to go out and do presentations to groups. The most immediate need right now is that tomorrow evening, the 12th Assembly District Democrats are meeting at 7 p.m. And we need, two of you can volunteer to go and pair up, do a presentation there. And it's to ask for their endorsement.
I can do it in Spanish. I don't.
Yeah.
Can you do it in Spanish?
No, they're not a Spanish-speaking group.
Okay, Carl.
But you do it well in English.
Okay.
It'd be great if you could do it.
Carl, can you put my name in?
Okay, great. So if you and Bruce can get together, and what I'll do is I'll put together a kit for you to take down. Bruce, would you be able to drop by tomorrow and pick up the kit? And then
What time?
It's at 7 p.m. tomorrow. Okay. Here's the information. It's at the Terraville Police Station, and there's a community meeting room there. And that's where they usually meet.
Just give me the
What's
correct
that?
address and.
Carl has a good
I'll need
point.
to
When-
get the address for you, but
When
just
you're-
after this, I'll get the address of it.
Carl's got a good point. When you're first going out and speaking, it's good to go with a buddy. If you can. Especially, when it comes time for handing.
Small corporations, and she's looking at anybody under $20 million would fall under her bill, and so they would have to pay or not be subject. They have to pay. Right now, they're at 1.4%, and the other regular corporations are paying 8%, and then they would have to do the same thing. And so that would be the difference. If there's anything else anybody remembers that she said that you think is significant that I've not mentioned, mental health. Of course, she said that it was $8 billion that we were going to see as having to realign, and now it's 1.4. So she feels that that's kind of better.
And they're adding 300 people to the Medi-Cal fraud. She estimated they're going to try to audit the actual system, but she estimated between $8 and $10 billion in fraud, about $27 billion in
Uh-huh.
¡En efectivo!
¿Qué queremos?
¡Que se nos paguen!
¿Cuándo?
¡Ahora! ¡En efectivo!
¿Qué queremos?
¡Que se nos paguen!
¡Justos!
¡Ahora!
¿Cuándo?
¡En efectivo! Push. No? ¿Ves?
¿Qué queremos? ¿Cuándo? Ahora. ¿Cómo? En efectivo. ¿Qué queremos? Que se nos pague. ¿Cuándo? Ahora. ¿Cómo? En efectivo. ¿Qué queremos? Que se nos pague. ¿Cuándo? Ahora. ¿Cómo? En efectivo. ¿Qué queremos? Que nos pague. ¿Cuándo? Ahora. ¿Cómo? En efectivo. ¿Qué queremos? Que nos pague. ¿Cuándo? Ahora. ¿Cómo? En efectivo. ¿Qué queremos? Que se nos pague. ¿Cuándo? Ahora. ¿Cómo? Efectivo. ¿Qué queremos? ¿Cuándo? Ahora. ¿Cómo? Ahora.
Ahí quedó su esposo.
¿Qué queremos? ¿Cuándo?
Ahora.
¿Cómo?
Efectivo.
¿Queremos? ¿Cuándo? Ahora. ¿Cómo?
Efectivo. Ahí está. Él va a ir a llevarse.
Traffic, there's a dog here.
It's pretty Formula One.
Sí, es el mismo.
Haciendo la primera pues. No, más Acaríñalo mientras Israel, mientras ella está allá. Come on.
¿Qué queremos?
¡Nos pague!
¿Cuándo?
Ahora.
¿Cómo?
Efectivo.
¿Qué queremos?
Que se nos pague.
¿Cuándo?
Ahora.
¿Cómo?
En efectivo.
¿Qué queremos?
Que se nos pague.
¿Cuándo?
Ahora.
En efectivo.
¿Qué queremos?
Que se nos pague.
Ahora.
En
¿Cómo?
efectivo.
¿Qué queremos?
Que se nos pague.
Not much of a watchdog. What's done this day? Never missed on this day. Bravo. ¿Qué queremos?
Que se nos pague.
¿Cuándo?
Ahora.
¿Cómo?
Efectivo.
¿Qué queremos?
Que se nos pague.
¿Cuándo?
Ahora.
¿Cómo?
Efectivo.
Marvin, pay your workers. Marvin,
Your workers.
Marvin,
Pay your workers.
Marvin!
Pay your workers.
Marvin!
Pay your workers. Pay your workers. Pay your workers.
Marvin!
Pay your workers.
Regresamos.
workers. Pay your workers.
As orelhas são assim mesmo? São assim mesmo ou corta? Já corta, né?
Hi, Oreo. Oreo. Oreo.
Y efectivo, que nos pague ahora y efectivo, que nos pague.
¡Viva los hoteleros! ¡Viva la explotación!
Someone saw the door move earlier.
Oh, really?
What's it?
José. So yeah, Jose saw the door open, so he must be here.
I think he's hiding out. He's back there watching TV.
Yeah. Well, that's why I want to like keep on ringing.
Oh no. Oh.
¿Cómo no? Espérame, oye.
A ver, vente, Roberto.
A ver.
¡Hey, Pancho!
Pancho. ¿Cómo voy? Pancho.
Una foto.
Tómanos la foto del recuerdo. Espérale un poquito. A ver, sonríe. La del perrito. A ver, Pancho.
We want the manager! We want the manager! We want the manager! We want the manager!
Why do we want to see the manager?
Newsom, you're no good! Treat the homeless like you should! Newsom, you're no good! Treat the homeless like you should! Newsom, you're no good! Treat the homeless like you should! Newsom, you're no good!
Bring it up there. Hold it. Let's hear from the manager.
So, all right. We have, hold on. So out here, so Ken is going to come out here and he's going to accept our demands, and we have Teresa here and Regina. You won't give it on behalf.
To the best of my ability, I accept. I hear what you're saying.
¿Qué queremos? ¿Cuándo? Ahora. ¿Cómo? En efectivo. ¿Qué queremos? Que se nos pague. ¿Cuándo? Ahora. ¿Cómo? En efectivo. ¿Qué queremos? Que se nos pague. ¿Cuándo? Ahora. ¿Cómo? En efectivo. ¿Qué queremos? Que nos pague. ¿Cuándo? Ahora.
watch out for there's a dog here.
It's a pretty formal one.
Haciendo la primera pues. Nada más a Cariño mientras Israel, mientras ella está allá. Come on, come on, come on.
¿Qué queremos?
¡Los padres!
¿Cuándo?
¡Ahora!
¿Cómo?
¡Efectivo!
¿Qué queremos?
¡Que se nos pague!
¿Cuándo?
¡Ahora!
¿Cómo?
¡En efectivo!
¿Qué queremos?
¡Que se nos pague!
¿Cuándo?
¡Ahora! ¡En efectivo!
¿Qué queremos?
¡Que se nos pague! ¡Ahora!
¿Cómo?
¡En efectivo!
¿Qué queremos?
¡Que se nos pague!
Not much of a watchdog. Just understand. Never missed a mistake. Bravo.
¡Que se nos pague!
¿Cuándo?
¡Ahora!
¿Cómo?
¡Efectivo!
¿Qué queremos?
¡Que se nos pague!
¿Cuándo?
¡Ahora!
¿Cómo?
¡Efectivo!
Marvin, pay your workers. Marvin,
Your workers.
Marvin!
Pay your workers.
Marvin! Marvin!
Pay your workers.
Marvin! Marvin!
Pay your workers.
Marvin!
Pay your workers.
Marvin! Marvin!
Pay your workers.
Marvin! Marvin! Marvin!
Pay your workers. Pay your workers. Pay your workers.
As orelhas estão assim mesmo? Estão assim mesmo ou corta? Já corta, né?
Hi, Oreo. Oreo. Oreo.
¡Y efectivo! ¡Que nos pague! ¡Ahora! ¡Y efectivo! ¡Que nos pague!
¡Viva los hoteleros!
Someone saw the door move earlier. What's up?
José.
¡Vamos,
So yeah, this is how the door can open, so he must be here.
Yeah, I think he's hiding out. He's back there watching TV.
Yeah. Well, that's why I want to like keep on ringing.
Oreo.
¿Cómo no? Espérenme, oye.
Vente, Roberto.
A ver.
Hey, Pancho.
Pancho. Pancho.
Una foto.
Tómanos la foto del recuerdo. A ver, sonríe. La del perrito. A ver, Pancho. We want the manager. 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 Newsom, you're no good. Treat the homeless like you should. Newsom, you're no good. Treat the homeless like you should. Newsom, you're no good. Treat the homeless like you should. Newsom, you're no good. Treat the homeless like you should. Hold it. Let's hear from Ronnie.
So, we have, hold on. So out here, so Ken is going to come out here and he's going to accept our demands, and we have Teresa here and Regina.
To the best of my ability, I accept. I hear what you're saying.
For medication, clothing, and stop using alcohol. And $59 is going to create a crime wave that San Francisco does not see. We are concerned about what will happen. We're concerned about the people that won't be able to pay their rent. We're concerned about the disabled people that are on general assistance pending their SSI. We too are concerned citizens. All we want her to do is rechannel her money, look at the other side, and we would like to still have an appointment with her, but we really deeply appreciate you coming out and meeting with us. All right?
So while we're here,
Thank you.
And so,
let's give them congratulations. Let's give them applause, man.
Association.
I don't know what I've been told. Kathleen sitting on a pot of gold. If we don't stop funding it, she'll bring her business to an end. Sound of no. Am I right? Are we weak or strong? Are we right? racial organization. We are a multilingual organization. Everyone here knows Spanish. So right now, when we say, what do we want? We're going to say, que queremos vivienda. And what vivienda is housing. And when we say when, we say ahora. Right? So, que queremos? Vivienda. Dios mío. ¿Qué queremos? Vivienda. ¿Cuándo? Ahora. 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 Free shit over here. I know that this is Newsom's personal favorite chant. It's in Spanish. Okay? Newsom, you idiot. You're also a liar. His nose is already big. His nose is already big. And he's continuing to lie. He's continuing to lie. I'm sure. I don't know. He's going to go do something. Well, you know, he buys suntans. So I'm sure he can buy some plastic surgery. But anyway, so we go, Newsom, Barroso, tú eres mentiroso. 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 So, I'm sad to say that our evening is slowly coming to an end here. We want to let them know that Kathleen Harrington and the Golden Gate Restaurant Association, what is our main message? No on end. 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 No
Proposition M, ladies and gentlemen, will create more homelessness in San Francisco. It will not create any new solutions, no aid, no treatment, nothing for homeless people in San Francisco.
Oh, when
It is a complete sham designed by this Nazi to drive poor, progressive people out of San Francisco forever. That's all it is. And this woman should be ashamed of herself. Ms. Harrington should be ashamed of herself for stealing from the poor and giving to the rich. In the town run, in the
gotta tell them in the Hebrew Bible, it says it is a sin to steal from the poor. And she should know, and she should be ashamed of herself. Thank you so much.
All right, so did everybody have a good time today? No, I can't hear you. Are you gonna vote no? Are you gonna vote no on Prop N? Yes! All right, so look, we came here today because Kathleen Harrington has been stealing money to take it away from homeless people. We came here to stop because one last message before we march out of here. So everybody, I want everybody to start getting turned in this direction. We're gonna follow
Of this proposition, right? Did she know we were there? Did Houston know we were there? Did all those yuppies know? And so those meetings right now are happening back to back on Wednesdays. The first one is at 12 o'clock and the second one is at 2 o'clock, right? So if you want to get down with this fight and if you want to get down with this struggle for the next 10 weeks, you got to be at that meeting, because in those meetings we're going to continue planning more actions. We're going to continue doing more organizing, getting the word out, and we're going to be out there registering voters. We're going to be out there telling people the truth, because we know that